The government and the opposition are at odds over the proposed closure of Wales Sugar Factory. The government is maintaining that the operations over at Wales are not viable and will never ever be, while the opposition wants to find ways to keep the operations going. Another reputable voice has been added to the issue. Former Foreign Affairs Minister for the People's National Congress, Mr. Rashleigh Jackson, is saying that the government is doing the right thing and that once the administration has plans in place for the smooth transition of Wales workforce, they should be given a perfect 10 for the move.
I think it's been known both by the previous government and by the present government that the sugar industry was non-viable, and that it was producing sugar at a cost that was above the price it was getting for selling, and therefore something had to be done for rationalizing the sugar industry to make it economically feasible, because the industry as a whole was receiving huge subsidies from the treasury.
Mr. Jackson says that he is not surprised by what he termed the spin the opposition party has put on the issue. He is advising that the government should not focus on responding to the opposition, but to put proper measures in place for the closure of the estate.
It should be expected that the opposition would try to make political mileage out of the situation. At least I was not surprised by the action of the opposition. The thing is that I don't think one could have done anything about the action of the opposition, but I think maybe if the government had plans, as they seem to indicate that they will have or they do have, then I think it would be better if this has been announced at the same time as the closure. In other words, I think that the PR work needs I think, to be improved.
Questioned about the sudden announcement by the government without consultations with the relevant stakeholders on the issue, Mr. Jackson said where the public money is involved and is wasting terribly, it should not be a matter for discussion, but the government should be able to do what it believes is best to save the public purse and the industry as a whole. He said bailing out the industry now is not an option.
Well, I think there had to come some point in time when the bailout was not the solution to the problem. And the closure was on the cards anyway. And I think one of the international finance institutions had indicated that closures were one of the options. Now, I think that there has never been, by the previous government, that there was not a serious attempt to look at how you can make the transition with Gaisuko from its being an economically unprofitable industry to one where it can be profitable in terms of what can you do with the lands and with the workers.
The government announced its intention to shut down Wales Estate 2 weeks ago to save the sugar industry. The disclosure has raised eyebrows and sparked protests by sugar workers and the political opposition. Royden James, HGP Nightly News.